Good afternoon. Today we will talk about franchising Breadtalk to China. Firstly, I will present about our group member.
I'm Song Zixuan.
I'm Chakit Bunsiron.
My name is Wulam.
My name is Setawut. Next slide is content. Our content. Let's move to the next slide. That is background of Breadtalk Group Limited. Breadtalk Group Limited is a company in Singapore that is established in 2000 by Dr. Jioren Kwok and Kathleen Lee. Breadtalk Group Limited operates in three main parts. The first part is a bakery shop. Bakery shop of Breadtalk is well known as a very delicious fruit bun, and there are 856 shops that is divided into direct operate store 255 and franchise 604. In this segment, Breadtalk use three main strategies to attract customers. Firstly, they use an open kitchen. That means consumer can see all process that how to produce their product. Secondly, they use a variety of product. Promotion coupled with launch a new product. And the last thing that they use to attract consumer is they open their shop in a good location such as a train station, bus station, or shopping mall. Another thing that Breadtalk Group Limited operate food court and restaurant. There are 54 branches and 24 chain stores respectively. And Breadtalk Group Limited open a bakery shop, food court and restaurant in 17 countries around the world. And there are over 7,000 employees to operate their business. In terms of financial, when compared between 2016 and 2017, you will see the net profit of this company increased from 151.9 to 159.6. Moreover, the total comprehensive income increased dramatically from 9.9 to 21.2. Let's move to the next slide. My friend will talk about strategic audit.
Now I'm going to talk about strategic audit. It includes tangible, intangible, and human resource three parts. And the first part is tangible, include with finance and physical. In last year, Breadtalk got 615 million Singapore dollars as revenue and 6.7 million Singapore dollar net profit and 120.6 cash and cash equivalents. Physical, they already hired 7,000 employees and 850 bakery in Asia. And they also have 26 internationally acclaimed Din Tai restaurant in Singapore and Thailand. The last one is most important. I think they already have won 60 award-winning Food Republic in the food industry. And next part is about intangible, with technology and reputation. In Breadtalk, their technology, you can see it as innovation. Like they offer different payments like Apple Pay, Alipay, and WeChat wallets. And they also bring the new baker machine that includes timer and touch screen. And about the reputation, I think it's most important for international enterprise. Right? In last 3 years, Breadtalk won the most influential brands in Asia, and they also won top 3 the bread brands in Singapore. So I think it's most important for this enterprise. And then the last part is about human resource. Breadtalk has R&D and technical training for baker team and retro service quality training for staff in store operation. And they also have a leadership management team for course and the overseas franchise staffing training programs. And the last one, it's not just for their staff, for their employee, for their management team. It's also for their customers. Like they provide a training center for everyone. If you spend enough money on your shopping, on your bread, and this is all the parts about strategic audits. Now my friends will talk about SWOT analyze.
SWOT analyze. Next page, please. The first point is the strengths. The Breadtalk revolutionized the bakeries in Singapore when it departed from the traditional layout and design of the headland bakery by incorporating an open concept theme to bakeries and adopting the glass shape to display the brand offerings. It also standardized the designs across all batteries and utilized the matching uniforms for the staff. And now widely recognizing its attractive and eye-catching layout. The next point is the Breadtalk has always held their commitment to innovation, which has seen the constant development from the Generation 1 as the better bakeries to correct Generation 4 as rustic styles. Bakeries constantly introduce the new product to counter the customers' changing taste. And the strategy, every single outlet can offer the more than 115 varieties of the bread buns, batteries, and cake to make sure that the customer have able to enjoy the different tastes. The experience, the management, the team is already talking about the Queen, who is the Breadtalk founders. He is well involved with the skill and acumen essential to build a brand overseas. His experience doing the business with China quickly was even better enough to enter the market without the first security partner. The main matter is about the competition. This means thousands same bakeries in the one market, and the intro the F&B industry is very low barriers. Okay, thank that. Okay, we put 4 threats here and 2 opportunity here. Firstly, I will explain why I just put these 4 threats. For example, the supply shortage. There are more than 500 same outline in the Chinese market. That means it's impossible to make sure that every single outline have enough supply. So this risk can be avoided. And the threat and the opportunity both in the disability. For example, the increasing popular of the brand product in Asia, that means the customer's level is improved and the customer ability is strengthened. The young people of the China is always choose the brand to replace the traditional food.
The generation of static change options, Breadtalk to China. The firstly, we are going to look at the Breadtalk analysis. Political factor. The Chinese government has sole power to control all activity of their citizens and policy. And if the government has stability, it can affect to Chinese market. But however, the Chinese government do the FTA contract with Singapore, it can make free trade area for Singapore. Then the economic factor. As we know, the Chinese economic growth, it has been growth over the period. It's about 7% growth in 2016, and also the GDP growth is about 6.7% growth in 2016. Next one is social factor. The increasing of the Chinese population and affect to the increasing of demand of goods, and especially in working people, it's increased about 3.7 to 7.8 billion. The technological factor. The Chinese government invest importantly in the technology and science. This way it can change the way of marketing and advertising. As we know, the Wi-Fi using is widely used in China and is standard access in the public place. And in China, they also have a good infrastructure such as the speed rail network. The environment factor, the idea of environmental friendly and the promote of the green environment is popular in China. So the company and the people have high awareness in environmental issue. Last one is legal factor. In China, there is the strict regulation for foreign companies such as DIT because they need to protect the local firm from the foreign company.
Let's move to the next slide. That is external analysis for the 5 forces. The first force is intensity of a revival among firms in industry. In industry of bakery in China, there are high competitors for Breadtalk, such as Opera Company, Campidelli Company, France Company, Hot Company, and Banlas Company. Competitors of Breadtalk have a pie length product offering, location, and product similar to Breadtalk. So it might affect to reducing profit of Breadtalk. For example, when some company reduce the price of product, it will affect to another company reduce price of product too, because they want to sustain their market position. However, Breadtalk use a new innovation to protect their company. The next 4 years trend of new entrant in bakery industry in China, trend of new entrant is very high because low barrier to entrant. There are 3 main reasons why there are low barrier to entrant. The first, low capital cost. The second is low equipment cost, and the last is low development cost, includes time and research and develop to open the business. It might affect to Breadtalk to reducing the market share of Breadtalk. However, they have a quality of product and reputation to protect their business. And the next thing is the next point is bargaining power of supplier. In industry of bakery, the bargaining power to supplier is very low because supplier have a lot of power to control a price of ingredient. That means it will affect to reducing or increasing the price of product. However, Breadtalk use loyalty and long-term relationship to deal with supplier and improve operating in their business. And the next point is bargaining power of buyer. In industry of bakery, buyer have a lot of power to control the price of product and with a high quality. For example, when some company reduce the price of product, it will affect to buyer to buy the cheap product but similar quality. However, Breadtalk are the leader in innovation and they have own factory, so it will very easy for them to produce the product that low price and quality of product.
Yes.
And the last part is a trade of substitute product or service. In industry of bakery, competitor in a price of product is increasing dramatically because the new product of other brand might replace Breadtalk product such as toast and snack.
And now let's move to an action plan for Breadtalk. Is franchising arrangement between the franchisor and franchisee to grant for the right to use franchisor or trade name or trademark, as well as certain business and process to produce and market a good or service according to a certain specification. Above advantage of franchising, reducing the risk of business failure, able to be competitive with big firm and no previous experience needed. These 3 advantages I think already been mentioned in Breadtalk business mode. And already have relationship with supplier and already established the market share and supporting from franchisor and brand already well known in China. And about this disadvantage.
And the franchise thing is also have the advantage of the franchise. So the first one is the limitation idea of business creativity. So you don't have your own idea to create your business. You have to follow the franchisor. The second one is negative effect from brand franchising. And the third one is it might have unexpected costs, such as like management fee, but you cannot expect the cost that come follow you do the business. The next one is the inflexibility of the business. So your business is not flexible. Your business is flexibility because you don't have any way to change to do the other business. And the last one is the profit have to be shared with the franchisor. These are for the advantages and disadvantages for the franchisor.
So our group is already summarized the four cases successful of the Breadtalk. The first is build a brand value and offer the values of the taste. And the main strategy is build a retail outlet. And Breadtalk have experienced management team.
Let's move to marketing strategies. About a Breadtalk marketing strategy, the first one, they invest into social media for advertisements before they franchise into China, and they also increasing their reputation by some big positive news. And they also focus on the e-commerce in China. And the last one, they also have different products for different groups, like children, like age, like diabetes patients. And in some important or traditional festival in Asia, they have different discount or lower price for consumers. And there are another strategy about their location. Breadtalk always builds some new Breadtalk, some new bakery in shopping mall, in supermarkets like as Wanda, King Power, and Walmart. They just did their new restaurant in the ground floor, and when customers walking the shopping mall, I will saw that it's gonna be impressive for everyone. And they also setting the transportation like airport, train station, like Peking airport, and last one is about residential area and populous area. So all marketing strategy is there. So the next part is about evaluation.
Evaluation part, we have to consider about feasibility, acceptability, and suitability. Firstly, based on the MS model on feasibility, machinery, the company had to have the good warehouse and good management on the warehouse because they need to keep the material fresh and remain the high quality. Management, the mentorship to teach the new generation of the employee to be specialized, and they need to be a specialized employee in the future, so the company don't need to hire more specialized person in the future. Next one is money. It needs about approximately £50,000 for investing, including franchising, baking machine, recruitment, raw material, and also cash flow and marketing plan. The manpower, candidate must have specialized skill on the position that they want to aspire in the company, and they need to be flexible. And the company need to provide the technical training for cooking team for making the different type of the product. And market, to get more customer, company need to be cooperate with the online shopping companies such as Alibaba, because they can provide the way to customer to buy the product easily, and they need to get customers in the group purchase, and they can provide a cheap price material. They need to try to integrate with supplier, and they need to be honesty with supplier to build a strong relationship, and they need to provide the knowledge and technology for their supplier, because their supplier can improve the product and they can guarantee the material for the company. And make up the company and franchise store have the hierarchy structure, and they also consider about the culture, because they treat the employee equally and fairly. And then if they want to expand business in China, they need to consider the Chinese culture and learn about the Chinese culture. in suitability, the company need to perform the environmental company. They need to use the eco-friendly material or produce the product because they need to harmless and have to release the low carbon emission for the environment. And they also need to do CSR for society. And the last evaluation is the acceptability, the stakeholder aspect. The company had to do the R&D on the employee because they need to get the employee need and employee issue, and they can improve the company in the future. And they also have to do the survey on the customer and their supplier. So this one is all about our presentation to expand the Breadtalk to China. So let's see this one is our reference.